Hello, this is Ronnie from UK Fruit Fest. This is a video about something very, very important that I'm going to get into in a second. Hopefully, I can remember it by the time I've got finished with this introduction. And what was I going to say there? Nothing really. I was going to say what do I usually say at the start of the videos? Yeah, this is a channel with raw vegan information, fruitarian stuff. That's mostly what I talk about, health information. And I'm not like I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not going to tell you to take, I'm not going to prescribe you with antibiotics or anything. So don't look for that. I'm here to speak to you about what I believe is the healthiest possible diet and the reason that we should all move towards it as a planet, as a species, and the reason that it is for every single person. It's not just for some people. And if you think that you need a different diet to everyone else, I would suggest that you're wrong. So anyway, here's a really good tip for all of you. Something you need to learn, something you need to understand really deeply is that everyone lies about their diet. Everyone is lying to you about what they eat, how much they eat, when they eat, where they eat, what they eat, everything about their diet. And I don't really think that they're lying. Some people are lying, but some people are just misinforming, misremembering, misinterpreting, forgetting, whatever it is, but they're not giving you an honest representation of what they are actually eating as part of their diet. Almost all the time, especially people who are eating a poorer diet. Now, you probably all know this. You've probably met people that are very overweight, and they've said to you, I don't know why I put on weight, I barely eat anything. Have you met someone like that? You might have. I definitely have. And it just made me kind of cringe a little bit because I'm like, this person's just not being honest with me. Like, why are they trying to pretend that? Why are they? That's part of the problem, right, is people not being honest. And when it comes to raw food, it's even worse, right? Because no, like, people kind of want to do raw food, but they also don't want to do raw food. They also would love an excuse not to do it because it's a little bit hard to do it. It's actually easy when you get used to it, but it's super easy when you get used to it. But a lot of people don't want to do it, right? So they come up with all sorts of excuses and ideas and misinterpretations and whatever. And I've counted at least 3 people that I've met just in my own city, in my own from my own community of people that I've met here that have been trying this out. Maybe 3, maybe 4, but at least 3 that I've had experiences with where they tell me the diet isn't working for them, and they're asking me why it's not working for them. And I'll talk to them and go over all sorts of things. And are you doing it right? And are you eating enough? And we go over all this stuff. And then days later, one time, a week later, you often for some reason it's happened within the same week. I'm out somewhere. I remember one time I was out in a library and I'm sitting there, and this lady who's been telling me about trying to go raw and struggling with it and not having results with it, and she walks into the library with a bag, puts the bag down, takes out a package of sushi and starts eating the sushi, which is, I guess, rice, cooked rice, fish, vegetables. Not a lot of fruit in there, but then they're asking me why, and I'm just sitting there watching it, Another time, met a lady, once again not getting results with a raw diet. And then I was at a raw vegan, no, I was at a vegan festival, and I saw her like running towards this vegan fish and chips stand, right? So, and eating the fish and chips, and she didn't see me, right? So fair enough. So I have seen with my own eyes why people are not getting a result with a raw vegan diet. And then other people I've had multiple conversations with and everything, and gradually I get it out of them. Gradually I ask the right questions because I know where it's going. I always know where it's going. And I realise they're not doing what they say they're doing. So many times. In their mindset, they're eating so much fruit. And in their mindset, they're eating nothing but fruit. Why is it not working? I'm eating all this fruit. It's not working because they continue to include other things in their diet. And it is the getting the other stuff out of your diet that has the impact. It's not so much the fruit that has the impact. Although it does have an impact, but it's not as noticeable an impact as when you get rid of those other foods. That's a very obvious impact for your body and for your health. But when you continue to eat those other foods and you add a lot of fruit in, it doesn't have as big an impact. It is a really good thing to do, but it doesn't have the same impact. It'll definitely protect you from disease over time, like that's what eating more fruit does. It provides you with more antioxidants to stop the damage from free radicals and stuff like that. So that's what fruit does. But if you don't get rid of the things that cause problems, you're not going to get the big benefits and results. And loads of people still come to me and they say, but this person was telling me they're not, the diet's not working for them, and then they tried doing something else and that's really working for them. None of this stuff really moves me to go, oh no, I can't believe it. People aren't, I just immediately know what that means. It means they weren't doing the diet correctly. And there's a lot of criticism about the raw vegan community saying, yeah, you all just say, whenever someone fails in the diet, you just say they weren't doing the diet right. I don't think they weren't doing the diet right. I don't think they were even doing the diet. I don't think they were doing raw vegan diet. They might not have been doing a vegan diet. They were eating probably more fruit than usual. But the fact that they're blaming everything on fruit and blaming everything on, it means they're looking desperately for an excuse to go back to whatever they were eating. They're not really committed to this journey of better health. They're looking to enjoy food as an entertainment category, not as something that can dramatically affect the outcome of your life. So I don't really put much time or value or strength into people's individual anecdotes of not doing well on a raw vegan diet, or people that are doing really well on a low carb diet or a paleo diet or carnivore diet. Firstly, I've got enough science and education to know that that's not the case. You're not doing that well on those diets if you're doing them. Oh yeah, but it works for me because I'm different than everyone. No, you're not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You're just not as unique as you think, and your ego is making you do things that are bad for your health. Pure ego. But don't be so dogmatic, Ronnie. Don't be so dogmatic. It's everything. We need to accept everyone's ideas, and everyone's a little bit different, and things are different and the microbiome and the blah. No, just no, right? You put human beings in the same situation with the exact same diet, they will get virtually the exact same result. That's what happens. We have the same body. I understand you want to be special. You were told you were special when you were younger or whatever. You listen to people say you're unique, you're special, you're individual and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're a human being. You're an animal in some way. and it's quite simple, like the species-specific diet idea. It's pretty simple. Animals from the same species are adapted to eat the same diet. And if they weren't, it wouldn't make sense. How would it make any sense that you're living in a tribe and everyone's eating a different diet? How does that work? How would that work? How would we have survived? Just one guy goes off, he's going to eat that. Someone else is going to go off, they're going to eat something else. It doesn't work. Restaurants couldn't operate if everyone ate different diets. They'd have to change portion sizes. The forks would have to be different for every person. The plate size would have to be different for every person. There's lots of things, and it's weird to me that people all want to be different. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit different. I need to have more of this or more of that, or yeah, you need to have more calories depending on your size. Apart from that, there's not huge differences. Some people might need to take supplementation in certain instances depending on how much you damage your body, and genetic things. There might be genetic differences, but you should never be eating anything but a fruit-based diet. It doesn't matter if you have diabetes or whatever. There's no way of eating a less healthy diet and that's going to be better for you because of something. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't work out. So that's so that's where I'm at with all this stuff, and uh, you know, I'm just immune to these things now. But what about that carnivore diet? What about that? Because you know, this year it's a carnivore diet. A couple of years' time, it's going to be something else. It's going to be called the polar bear diet, the Eskimo diet, the something. I mean, the carnivore diet hasn't really. It's potentially got further to go. Like it's not really taken off yet. It's promoted by people who desperately want eating meat. It's basically people want eating meat to be healthy. They don't want to do a carnivore diet. No one wants to eat raw meat. No one wants to eat a low carb diet. And I was telling my friend as well that years ago, when I was getting into this, paleo diet was big. And I was in the health and well-being team in my work, and we put out some little newsletter to our workplace. And one of the guys in the health and well-being team did a review of the low-carb diet, of a low-carb diet book by a guy called Rob Wolf. I think it was called Primal Nutrition or something like that, or Primal something. Primal diet, paleo diet, low-carb diet. And the guy reviewed it and said, this is the best thing ever, you need to read this, you need to listen to it. I was really interested in this meeting, actually meeting someone doing that kind of diet, so I met up, we had a meeting, and the guy turned up to the meeting with 2 cans of Red Bull. Not one, but 2 cans of Red Bull. Not diet Red Bull, but full strength Red Bull. And, you know, I'm thinking, this is the reality of people doing the paleo diet, right? This is the reality. They just want to be given a justification to eat meat. Doesn't mean they're going to give up all the other stuff. Doesn't mean they're actually going to do the paleo diet. They just want to eat steak and pretend it's healthy. It's a complete delusion. And it's a really dangerous one. So everyone's lying to you about their diet. They might pretend they're doing low carb, but they're not. They might pretend they're doing carnivore diet. They might be. It's kind of unlikely. Like there's maybe some people doing it, but it's pretty unlikely that they're able to do it without eating other things. Horrendously unlikely, that the chances are very, very small. Because it just goes way against the human instinct. It's so ramped up against the human instinct. Sugar, where's the sweetness? Where's the sugar? Where's the sweetness? You know, when you were a baby, you put things in your mouth and you were looking for sugar. You know, why do you think you put your mother's breast in your mouth? And you got sugar. And quite frankly, and this is going to disgust, I don't know what you're going to say about this. Quite frankly, when you're a man, right, and you end up in a situation for whatever reason with a breast in your mouth, there is some kind of unconscious, deep down sense of disappointment that there's no milk there. I don't know, maybe that's a weird thing to say, but there is a kind of something about this because it's such a primal thing, right? It's like, not a primal thing, but it's like, that's your instinct as a child, right? Is you're looking for that sweetness. You're putting things in your mouth to get some kind of sweetness out of it. I think that's probably made some of you laugh, right? But think about it. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. But you know, it's just, we put things in babies. They're putting things in their mouth to see it's sweet. We don't have a sense of smell to smell things and see if they're good. We put things in our mouth. Oh no, it's not sweet. That's no good. No sweetness. That's not food. No, that's not it. Oh, that's something. I can eat that. So I just think, you know, it ramps up against the human instinct, the desire for sweet food, the need really for a source of sugar. I know the body can adapt to any diet, but it's no good, right? So there you go. Everyone's probably lying to you about the diets. There might be people honestly doing those diets. I'm not saying they're not, but there's just enough information to know already those diets don't work. long term. There's enough information to know that. So I'm not concerned about someone having an experience with it. I've not seen, no one's doing it, no one's done it for 20, 30 years. I want a diet that I do the rest of my life. Not that I do for a month and then I jump on another diet. Like all these guys that did the paleo diet, the carnivore diet, and then they jump onto something else, and none of them are really doing it, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Beware of what people say online. Just ask them, what are you actually doing? What are you actually eating? There's certain things people will say that make me go, right, you're not eating a raw vegan diet. If they're showing you that they're eating 500 calories a day for 3 months, they're not doing that. Not a single person is doing that. Not even a baby's doing that. They're not doing that. They're eating something else. When they are saying that their energy is really high or their energy is really low, there's something up there. There's something. If it's really high, they're taking caffeine. If it's really low, they're under eating. If they're putting on weight, they're not doing a raw vegan diet generally, or it's nothing to do with the fruit. It's probably the nuts they're eating, the oils they're adding in, the processed raw snacks they're putting in, whatever, stuff like that. So ask more questions. Don't just take things on face value that a person's doing the carnivore diet or the low carb diet. Those are super, like, what's the word? Super, like, you talk about this being a restrictive diet. People think eating a fruit diet is a restrictive diet. That is a really restrictive diet, restricting the body from the nutrition it needs. I mean, what kind of restriction is that? So anyhow, let's leave it at that for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here. Just press right there. Do that notification thing. Just if you want to see these videos. Not if you don't. Obviously don't. Share it if you like. If you want to learn about the UK Fruit Fest, go down here and you'll learn more in the description. If you go below, down here, keep going, and you can click on the description. There's a link there. You can click on that. You can go to the UK Fruit Fest. You can get a free recipe book. You can click on the link below if you want to learn about coaching with me, which some people might get some benefit from. Thanks very much for watching. Feel free to put your comments below. I like the comments below. I like the discussion. I like to learn from it. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.